Alright, so let's break this down. You're probably thinking, how on earth could a penny from 1972 be worth so much? It's just a penny, right? You could find these in your wallet right now, and that's exactly the problem. Most pennies from 1972 are worth, well, 1 cent. But, and this is a big but, there are some rare exceptions. That no mint mark version is one of them. Let's get into the details. Now, back in 1972, the US Mint was cranking out a lot of pennies. But here's the catch. Most of the pennies made that year came with a mint mark, a little D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. However, some lucky or unlucky, depending on how you look at it, pennies were made with no mint mark. These little guys are rare, so rare, in fact, that they're now worth up to $1.4 million if they're in pristine condition. You're probably thinking, but how do I know if I've got one of these treasures? Well, let's talk about what makes the no mint mark 1972 penny so special. For starters, they were produced by the Philadelphia Mint, but for some reason, the mint mark was left off of them. It's like the mint had a little hiccup that day, and as a result, you've got something super valuable if you happen to have one. Think of it like the minting world's version of a rare Pokemon, except, instead of a Charizard, it's a penny. I mean, who knew a tiny little penny could pack such a punch, right? And no, you're not going to find this kind of rarity in every 1972 penny. Only a handful made it out into the wild without that mint mark, and finding one is like discovering a needle in a haystack, except, that haystack is full of pennies. Okay, so you might be wondering, how do I know if I've got one of these $1 million pennies? Well, you're gonna want to take a close look at the coin. Flip it over and check the reverse side. If you don't see a mint mark, whether it's that little D or S, then you're on your way to potential greatness. Now, don't get too excited just yet. Most of the 1972 no mint mark pennies aren't in mint condition, which is a huge factor in the price. To hit that $1.4 million mark, your penny needs to be in unbelievable shape, pristine, as if it just came out of the mint and was never touched by human hands. Like a coin version of a unicorn. Unfortunately, this one's not it. If you're like me, you've probably got a collection of pennies that look like they've been through a war. I mean, at this point, I'm pretty sure I have a penny or two that are older than the US Mint itself. But don't lose hope. Now here's the fun part. If you find one of these rare pennies, and it's in great condition, you might just be able to sell it for a crazy amount of money. There's been talk of some of these no mint mark 1972 pennies being sold at auctions for over $1.4 million. Yep, you heard me right, $1.4 million. That's not chump change. That's enough to buy a brand new car, pay off a mortgage, or I don't know, build your dream coin collection. Actually, that last one sounds pretty good. If I could sell a 1972 penny for $1.4 million, I'd definitely be getting myself a shiny new coin jar. Or maybe a bigger jar for all the pennies I'm going to find now that I'm on the lookout. Alright, before I let you go and start rifling through your change jar, I know you're tempted, let's recap. If you find a 1972 penny with no mint mark, and it's in great condition, you've got yourself something incredibly rare, potentially worth over $1.4 million. And even if your penny isn't in perfect condition, it's still a fun treasure hunt. Maybe one day you'll be the one getting that phone call saying, you're sitting on a gold mine. Now here's my challenge for you. Go dig through those pennies, look at those coins, and start hunting for your own small fortune. And hey, if you do find one, remember who gave you the tip. And if you're interested in more tips, tricks, and hidden gems in the world of coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what I'm about to share next. Trust me, this journey is just getting started, and who knows, maybe you'll be the next coin millionaire. We're diving into a coin that might just be hiding in your collection, the 1973 D. Lincoln 1 cent penny. This small yet powerful coin, with its distinctive Denver mint mark, has been turning heads in the numismatic world. You may be wondering, what makes this penny so valuable, and could it be worth a fortune? Stick with me, because today, we're going to break down everything you need to know about the 1973 D. Lincoln penny, its current market value, and just how it could potentially be worth millions of dollars. The Lincoln penny, introduced in 1909, has been an integral part of U.S. coinage for over a century. The 1973 Lincoln penny is part of the larger series of pennies minted at the Denver Mint. In 1973, the U.S. was still using the copper composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc, which was common for the pennies before they switched to the modern composition in the 1980s. The 1973 penny features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, and is known for its distinctive D mint mark, signifying it was minted in Denver. Though the 1973 penny might seem like an ordinary coin to most, the fact that certain versions of this penny are rare makes it a sought-after collector's item. But what factors make this penny valuable, and how do we determine if your 1973 Lincoln penny is worth a substantial amount of money? Let's take a closer look. To understand why a 1973 Lincoln penny might be worth a lot of money, we need to look at the factors that influence its value. One of the most important factors is the coin's condition. If your 1973 penny is in uncirculated condition, it will be worth more than one that's been through years of wear and tear. The better the condition, the higher the potential value. The 1973 penny was minted in large quantities, so in general, it is not considered rare. However, there are variations of this coin, such as those with minting errors or unique characteristics, that can make certain 1973 pennies more desirable to collectors. Some collectors look specifically for coins with errors such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or other anomalies. If your 1973 penny features any of these characteristics, it could be much more valuable than a regular issue penny. Now, let's talk numbers. The 1973 Lincoln penny is not particularly rare in its standard form, so the typical market value for a regular 1973 penny is just 1 cent, or perhaps a little more if it's in excellent condition. However, the real value comes in when you find a penny with rare characteristics or mint errors. For example, a well-preserved 1973 penny in mint condition might be worth a few dollars, especially if it's been graded by a reputable coin grading service. In general, you can expect most standard 1973 pennies to be worth around 1 to 5 cents. However, if you're lucky enough to have one with a minting error or unique variation, it could fetch anywhere from $10 to $100 or even more at auction. So, what about the million-dollar question? Could a 1973 penny actually be worth millions? The short answer is, it's highly unlikely, at least in its standard form. However, there is always a possibility when it comes to rare minting errors. Some coins with significant minting errors, such as those with a doubled die obverse, where the design appears to be doubled, have sold for astronomical amounts. A 1973 penny with an error this extreme could potentially become a million-dollar coin, depending on its rarity and demand in the market. If a 1973 penny features a unique die variety that hasn't been discovered yet, it could also lead to a significant increase in value. Numismatists and collectors are always on the lookout for such treasures, and if one of these rare coins hits the market, it could reach a price in the six-figure or even million-dollar range. However, it's important to remember that such instances are incredibly rare. The majority of 1973 pennies, even with small errors, will not reach these extreme prices. Most high-value coins tend to be much older or more rare by nature, such as limited mintage coins or specific coins from key historical moments. If you're wondering how to spot a potentially valuable 1973 penny, here are some tips. If your penny has minimal wear and tear, it could be worth more than a worn-out one. Look for coins that are still shiny or close to mint condition. Check for minting errors like doubled dies, off-center strikes, or unusually struck coins. If you find any, get the coin professionally graded to determine its worth. If you suspect that your 1973 penny could be valuable, the best course of action is to have it graded by a professional service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. A high-grade coin with a rare error can increase its market value significantly. While the 1973 Lincoln penny may not seem like a high-value coin on the surface, there's always potential for coins with unique characteristics or errors to fetch impressive amounts. For most 1973 pennies, the value will be minimal. But if you're lucky enough to have one with a minting flaw or rare feature, you could be holding on to something worth far more than you expected. As always, if you think you have a rare coin, getting it professionally evaluated is your best bet. 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny could be worth a small fortune. So, let's break this down. We're talking about a 1973 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. I know, you might be thinking, wait, doesn't every coin have a mint mark? Well, here's the deal. Most pennies have a mint mark that tells you where they were made: Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco. But for reasons we'll get into, the 1973 Lincoln penny without a mint mark is a true anomaly in the world of coins. And trust me, anomalies are exactly what collectors go crazy for. Now, let's talk about why this little guy could fetch you more than a nice car, or even a house. You see, the 1973 penny with no mint mark is a super rare find. The minting process went a little haywire back in 1973, and only a handful of these pennies escaped the process without a mint mark, making them basically a mistake coin. It's kind of like when you're making spaghetti, and you accidentally drop a meatball on the floor, but then, instead of tossing it, you decide, hey, this could be art. Well, that's basically how these rare pennies happened. One little mix-up led to a huge payday for someone. Speaking of mistakes, I've got a quick story for you. So, a few years ago, I was digging through my old change jar, and I found a penny that looked, well, slightly off. It was a 1982, and for some reason, the color was a bit strange. I thought, this thing is probably just dirty. But after some research, I found out it was actually a rare error coin, worth a couple $100. Moral of the story: never throw away old pennies, folks. You never know if you're sitting on a gold mine, or in my case, a pasta mishap. But back to the 1973 no mint mark penny. These coins are part of a small batch that made it into circulation without the typical mint mark. And if you're lucky enough to have one of these in your collection, well, you could be looking at a market value of $1.8 million. Yeah, I know, it sounds crazy. But that's what's happening in the coin world right now. That little penny is so rare that collectors are willing to drop serious cash to own one. It's the kind of thing you don't expect to hear, like, hey, I'm rich from a penny. But trust me, this is no joke. Alright, so before you go digging through your couch cushions, I want to give you some quick tips. First, check your pennies closely. If it's a 1973, and there's no mint mark, boom, you might have found your ticket to the big leagues. And remember, condition matters. The better the condition, the more you could get for it. Don't just rush to sell it unless you've done your homework. Check out recent sales, talk to experts, and get an official appraisal if you're serious about selling. You never know, you could be the next lucky person to cash in big. By the way, if you want to stay in the loop about more coins like this, coins that could be worth thousands, or even millions, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons of tips and hidden gems coming your way. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on any of this. 1978 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. You won't believe how much it's worth in today's market, and we're going to break it all down for you. So if you're a coin collector, a fan of rare finds, or just someone curious about the true value of certain coins, stick around for the full video. Let's start with a quick history lesson. The 1978 Lincoln penny is not inherently rare or valuable based on its design or year of production. However, there's a specific version of this coin that's been causing a lot of buzz in the numismatic world, the 1978 penny with no mint mark. Typically, most Lincoln pennies have a mint mark that tells you where the coin was produced. For example, pennies produced in Philadelphia would have a P mint mark, while those made in Denver would have a D. But some collectors have discovered 1978 pennies with no mint mark, leading to questions about their origin and value. What makes the 1978 no mint mark penny special? Now you might be wondering, what makes the 1978 no mint mark penny so special, and why does it carry such a high value? First, it's important to understand that these pennies are the result of a very rare minting error. In 1978, the Philadelphia Mint struck some pennies without placing the usual mint mark on the coin. While this might sound minor, it's a significant issue for collectors, as coins without a mint mark are generally more sought after, especially if they are from a year when they were supposed to have one. This makes the 1978 no mint mark Lincoln penny a unique anomaly in the world of coin collecting. So, what is the current market value of the 1978 no mint mark penny? The answer can vary depending on a number of factors, including the coin's condition, the demand from collectors, and how rare it is within the broader population of 1978 pennies. In its average circulated condition, a 1978 no mint mark penny might fetch around $5 to $10. But if the coin is in excellent or uncirculated condition, it could be worth significantly more, potentially reaching upwards of $50 or even $100. Some very well-preserved specimens have been known to sell for more at auctions, depending on the level of interest among collectors. Could it be worth $1 million? Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Could this coin be worth millions of dollars? Well, in the rarest of cases, yes. While it's unlikely for most 1978 no mint mark pennies to ever hit such astronomical values, it is still possible that one might surface in the future, with enough unique characteristics, that could push its value into the millions. Coins that are in near perfect condition, have distinctive flaws, or have been verified as truly unique can sometimes fetch a massive price at auction, especially if the collector market goes wild for a particular coin. That said, you need a rare specimen with impeccable features, perhaps one with a unique toning error or rarity that sets it apart from all others. So, how can you identify if you've got one of these rare pennies? The first step is to closely examine the coin for any mint mark. If you don't see a P or D above the date, then you might have a 1978 penny with no mint mark. Check the coin's edges, surface, and overall appearance. If it looks worn or has any noticeable flaws, it's probably a more common, lower value coin. But if it's in excellent shape, that could mean it's worth much more, so you might want to take it to a professional appraiser for an evaluation. To sum it up, while the 1978 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is not a coin that will make you a millionaire overnight, it definitely holds an important place in the world of coin collecting. Whether you have one of these pennies in your collection or you're just now learning about them, it's always a good idea to keep an eye out for rare minting errors like this one. Who knows? You might have a hidden gem in your change jar, just waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more coin-related content. Have you ever found a rare coin like the 1978 no mint mark penny? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories. 1984 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. In this video, we'll dive into its history, significance, and most importantly, its current market value. So stick around because you might just have a hidden gem sitting in your coin jar. First, let's start with some basic information about the 1984 no mint mark Lincoln penny. As most of you may know, the United States Mint typically marks coins with a mint mark that indicates which facility produced the coin. The 1984 penny, however, is a bit of a mystery, especially the ones that do not have a mint mark. In 1984, the United States Mint was producing pennies at two facilities, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. Normally, coins minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, while those produced in Denver are marked with a D. So, a 1984 penny with no mint mark means it was struck in Philadelphia. But what makes this particular penny stand out is that some of these coins were minted with subtle variations, making them rare, valuable, and highly sought after by collectors. How can you identify the 1984 no mint mark penny? Well, it's pretty simple. On the obverse, the front of the coin, you'll find the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, with the year 1984 inscribed below it. There will be no mint mark next to the date, which is the key indicator that this coin was minted in Philadelphia. On the reverse, the back, you'll see the typical design featuring the Lincoln Memorial, with the words E Pluribus Unum above, and United States of America, and 1 cent along the bottom edge. The 1984 penny, even though it looks like a standard issue, can sometimes be found with unique errors or characteristics that can push its value into the thousands. Now, let's talk about the factors that influence the value of this coin in the market. Typically, a 1984 penny in circulated condition is worth only 1 cent. However, certain conditions and unique characteristics can make this coin worth much more. The value of any coin, including the 1984 no-mint mark penny, heavily depends on its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. A penny that's in mint condition, with no signs of wear, will be worth significantly more than one that has been circulated and shows signs of damage or wear. High-grade 1984 pennies can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. This is where things get really interesting. A 1984 no-mint mark penny with a minting error can skyrocket in value. For example, if a penny has a double die error, which means the design was struck more than once during the minting process, it could be worth thousands of dollars. Collectors and investors will pay top dollar for these unique errors. Another common error to look for is the off-center strike. If the coin wasn't properly aligned during the minting process, it can result in a visually stunning piece with part of the design missing. This error also makes the penny more valuable. Rarity and demand. The rarity of a coin is another key factor that affects its value. Since there are millions of 1984 pennies in circulation, a coin with a unique feature or error is rare in comparison. Additionally, demand for these rare coins among collectors and investors can push up the price significantly. So, what's the market value of a 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? The value of this coin can vary depending on its condition, rarity, and any minting errors it might have. For a standard, circulated 1984 penny without any errors, you can expect it to be worth only 1 cent. However, if your penny is in excellent condition or has any minting errors, the value can increase dramatically. A high-grade 1984 penny in uncirculated condition could be worth anywhere from $10 to $100, depending on its overall quality and appeal to collectors. Now, if you happen to find a 1984 penny with a rare error like a double die or an off-center strike, it could be worth anywhere from $500 to $5,000 or even more, depending on the rarity of the error. These coins are incredibly sought after by collectors who specialize in error coins, so don't be surprised if you find offers from buyers willing to pay top dollar for these unique pieces. Now, here's the question everyone's been waiting for. Can a 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny be worth $1 million? While it's unlikely that a 1984 penny without any errors will reach that kind of value, there have been rare instances where certain coins have reached million-dollar prices at auction. For example, coins with extremely rare errors or those with historical significance can sometimes fetch absurdly high amounts. If your 1984 penny is a unique one-of-a-kind piece with an incredibly rare error, it's possible that it could eventually fetch millions of dollars, but that would depend on its demand in the market and the specific features it possesses. In general, coins that have a proven history of being unique or scarce, combined with a huge demand from collectors, are the ones that can break into the million-dollar range. However, for most 1984 no-mint mark pennies, you're more likely to see prices ranging from a few hundred to a few $1,000s at most, even with rare errors. But it's always good to check with experts, as you may just have a hidden treasure. If you think you've got a valuable 1984 no-mint mark penny on your hands, there are a few ways you can go about selling it. First, get it appraised by a professional numismatist, or take it to a reputable coin dealer for evaluation. They'll be able to tell you exactly what your coin is worth based on its condition, rarity, and any errors it may have. You can also consider selling it at a coin auction or through online platforms like eBay, where collectors actively search for rare and valuable coins. Just be sure to get an accurate valuation before listing it for sale, as you want to make sure you're getting the best possible price. So, there you have it. The 1984 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny may look like a standard coin, but it can actually be worth a lot more than you think, especially if it's in excellent condition or has any minting errors. Whether you're a collector looking to expand your collection or someone who just stumbled across one of these coins, it's always worth checking its value. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new today, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos on rare coins and their market values. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. 1985 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. This seemingly simple penny has a backstory that might surprise you, especially when it comes to its current market value and potential worth, which has reached astonishing numbers in some cases. So, if you're holding on to a 1985 penny and wondering if it's worth a small fortune, keep watching as we unravel the history, rarity, and market dynamics of this coin. Let's get into it. The 1985 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, minted in Philadelphia, is one of those rare examples where an ordinary-seeming coin can carry extraordinary value. The coin features the iconic Lincoln portrait design by Victor David Brenner on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, both of which are instantly recognizable to collectors and casual coin fans alike. At first glance, the 1985 penny seems like just another entry in the long line of pennies produced in the United States since the coin's inception in 1793. However, there's more to it than meets the eye, especially when we talk about its no mint mark variant. Before we go deeper, let's break down the concept of a no mint mark coin. In U.S. coinage, mint marks indicate where the coin was produced, whether at the Philadelphia Mint, no mark, the Denver Mint, D, the San Francisco Mint, S, or the West Point Mint, W. For most pennies produced in the 1980s, the Philadelphia Mint used a mint mark on coins that were specifically struck in other locations. But in 1985, certain Lincoln pennies were struck in Philadelphia without any mint mark at all, making them especially unique. This no mint mark version is particularly intriguing because it represents a potential error or an unusual production anomaly, which adds to its value in the collector's market. Now, let's talk about why this coin is so valuable. Generally, the 1985 penny is a standard copper-plated zinc coin, produced in massive quantities. More than 7 billion pieces were struck that year. However, a small percentage of them were produced in Philadelphia without a mint mark. The rarity of the no mint mark variant is the main factor that drives up its price. While a regular 1985 penny is worth only its face value, the no mint mark version can fetch an entirely different price, depending on its condition, certification, and the current market demand for rare coins. Another thing to keep in mind is the demand for these era coins in the numismatic community. Collectors love finding unusual variants, and when they come across a 1985 no mint mark penny in great condition, they're willing to pay top dollar for it. So, let's get to the big question. What is the current market value of the 1985 no mint mark penny? Well, the price range can vary significantly based on several factors. A 1985 no mint mark penny in pristine condition, graded at MS65 or higher, can be worth anywhere from $100 to $500 or more. Coins that have been preserved well, with sharp details and minimal wear, are always in higher demand. If there's an unusual error, such as a misprint or striking issue, that can elevate the value even further. Some 1985 no mint mark pennies with errors have been sold for thousands of dollars in auctions. Certified coins from respected grading companies like PCGS or NGC are often worth more. This is because the certification proves the authenticity and quality of the coin. A certified 1985 no mint mark penny in gem quality can command prices ranging from several hundred to even a few $1,000s at auction. In general, most 1985 no mint mark pennies in average circulated condition can be found in the $10 to $20 range. But as mentioned, the key to determining the exact value is all about the condition, rarity, and demand at the time of sale. The question we're all waiting for: could the 1985 no mint mark penny be worth $1 million? As of now, number 1985 no mint mark penny has reached a value anywhere near $1 million. However, in the world of rare coins, anything can happen. If a coin were to be discovered with significant errors, in flawless condition, and with historical backing, it could potentially rise in value over time. But for now, it's safe to say that the coin is not currently in the $1 million range. Still, for serious collectors, it remains a valuable find and can command prices that far exceed its face value. Well, your best bet is to check through your spare change or look at coin rolls that you purchase from local banks. Some collectors have found rare coins by simply going through their pocket change or keeping an eye out for interesting finds at local coin shops and auctions. Keep in mind that finding a high-quality 1985 no-mint mark penny in excellent condition is much rarer than simply stumbling across one. In conclusion, while the 1985 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is not likely to make you a millionaire today, it is a rare and valuable piece of American numismatic history. If you come across one, it's definitely worth keeping, especially if it's in excellent condition. Who knows? It could become a much more valuable collector's item in the future. 1993 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. What makes this particular penny so special? How much is it worth in today's market? Stick around as we uncover the value of this coin and find out why it's catching the attention of collectors everywhere. First, let's break down the basics of this coin, the 1993 Lincoln 1-cent penny. As the name suggests, this penny features the likeness of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The reverse side showcases the iconic Lincoln Memorial, a symbol that has been part of U.S. coinage since 1959. Now, let's focus on the most important detail about this particular coin, its absence of a mint mark. In the United States, pennies are typically stamped with a mint mark to indicate where they were produced. For most coins, this mark is located under the date or above the phrase, E pluribus unum. Coins minted in Philadelphia, however, sometimes come without a mint mark altogether. While many people might overlook this feature, for certain years, like 1993, a penny without a mint mark could be a key rarity. When we talk about rare coins, rarity is everything. For a coin like the 1993 no-mint mark penny, what makes it so special is the fact that the Philadelphia Mint produced a large number of pennies in 1993. However, they were usually marked with a PE mint mark, signifying they came from that mint. When a coin doesn't carry the mint mark, it immediately raises questions. Was it an error coin? Or is it just a production anomaly? Coin collectors and numismatists are always on the lookout for variations, especially when it involves a lack of a mint mark. While most of the 1993 pennies came with the PE mint mark, a small number of them did not, making those without the mark incredibly rare. This is why these unmarked 1993 pennies are highly sought after in the numismatic world. But how much are they worth? Well, here's the most interesting part. Although a typical 1993 penny is worth just 1 cent, a 1993 no-mint mark penny can fetch quite a bit more, depending on its condition. In general, you'll find these coins selling in a range of $10 to $50 in circulated condition, but it's in the uncirculated or mint state condition that this penny really becomes valuable. A coin in pristine condition, graded at MS 65 or higher, can easily sell for $500 or more. The true value, however, lies in the most exceptional examples. For rare, high-grade specimens, the value could increase even further, potentially reaching several $1,000s. It's not unheard of for high-end 1993 no-mint mark pennies to reach up to $10,000 at auction, especially if they possess unique features such as deep strikes, high-gloss finishes, and an impeccable absence of imperfections. But that's not where the story ends. Point one of the most interesting aspects of rare coin collecting is the potential for extreme values. And while most 1993 no-mint mark pennies don't hit the $1 million mark, there have been instances where exceptionally rare and well-preserved coins have sold for a substantial amount. Though a $1 million price tag is more likely to be seen on coins from earlier years, particularly those from the 1800s, you should never rule out the potential for any coin to reach that kind of value, especially as the market fluctuates and interest in certain types of coins rises. One factor that can drastically impact the worth of the 1993 no-mint mark penny is its provenance. Coins that have been verified as having a remarkable history or that come with certificates of authenticity can sometimes fetch an extraordinary price, even higher than the typical range we discussed earlier. But what about errors? Sometimes, errors in the minting process can increase a coin's value. For instance, if a 1993 penny was misstruck or exhibits a unique flaw that can be tied to the minting process, collectors may be willing to pay a premium for these coins. These era coins are often the holy grail of coin collectors, and their value can be even higher than regular variations like the no mint mark version. So, if you're lucky enough to have a 1993 penny in your collection, it could be worth far more than you think. If you're still unsure about the value of your coin, it's always a good idea to have it professionally graded by a trusted service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These experts will help you determine its exact condition, which can make all the difference when it comes to pricing. In conclusion, while the 1993 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is not a coin that will automatically fetch millions of dollars, its rarity, condition, and the factors that contribute to its value can lead to surprising results. As with all rare coins, the key is understanding what makes them unique and ensuring they're properly preserved. If you have a 1993 no mint mark penny in your possession, make sure to check its condition. Don't forget that the coin market can be quite dynamic, and values can rise as more collectors become interested in specific types of coins. Keep an eye out for these rare treasures, as you may just have a valuable asset sitting in your pocket, awaiting its chance to shine in the world of numismatics. 2004 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might think, it's just a regular penny. But this coin is far from ordinary, and today, we'll explore its current market value, how it's connected to millions of dollars, and what makes it so special. Grab your magnifying glasses and let's explore the world of rare coins. The 2004 Lincoln penny is part of the long-running series of U.S. 1-cent coins that has been in circulation since the early 1900s. What makes this particular coin so intriguing isn't its design, it's the subtle, almost invisible detail that makes all the difference. In 2004, the U.S. Mint produced pennies with the usual D mint mark for Denver and P mint marks for Philadelphia, indicating where the coins were minted. However, a surprising number of 2004 pennies were struck without any mint mark at all, a rarity that only heightens its potential value. Now, you may be wondering, why is a 2004 penny with no mint mark so valuable? The answer lies in a mix of rarity, error, and demand. The U.S. Mint typically includes a mint mark on coins produced in Philadelphia, but in 2004, the Mint unexpectedly forgot to place mint marks on many pennies struck in Philadelphia. These coins are, in fact, considered a minting error, and errors like these are highly sought after by collectors. While the U.S. Mint typically uses mint marks to distinguish between different coin-producing locations, the lack of a mint mark on a 2004 penny signals that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. And here's where the value starts to come into play. Error coins are often rarer than their correctly minted counterparts, which drives up demand and, consequently, their worth. So, how much is this 2004 no mint mark penny worth? In general, the average value of a standard 2004 penny is about 1 cent, as you would expect from a regular circulating coin. However, the 2004 no mint mark penny, due to its rare minting error, can be worth much more. Currently, if you find a 2004 penny without a mint mark in your pocket change, the coin can be worth anywhere from $100 to $300 in average condition. But that's not all. If the coin is in excellent or mint condition, it can fetch a price between $500 and $1,000 at auction. The truly rare 2004 no mint mark pennies, especially those with pristine, uncirculated quality or those with additional errors, have been known to sell for prices well into the thousands, up to $10,000 or even more, depending on the rarity and condition, in the right market, particularly when collectors are eager for rare error coins. The value can soar to over $100,000 for the most exceptional specimens. Now, you might be asking, can this penny really be worth millions? While it's unlikely that a 2004 no mint mark penny will ever reach that level, it's not entirely out of the question. Rare minting errors have a history of sky-high prices when they're in pristine condition and when they're part of a significant collection. Coins with rare mistakes or errors, when preserved well, can be part of auctions that break the $1 million mark, though this usually applies to older coins with historical significance. For instance, a coin similar in nature to the 2004 no mint mark penny, but with additional errors, could see its value escalate dramatically. As we've seen with other rare coins, time, condition, and provenance can transform a modest penny into a multi-million-dollar item. Let's talk about identifying the 2004 no-mint mark penny in your collection. First, examine the obverse of the penny, the side with Abraham Lincoln's portrait. Unlike other pennies from that year, this one will be missing the D or P mint mark, which is typically located right under the date. That's your first sign that it could be a 2004 no-mint mark penny. However, the lack of a mint mark alone isn't enough to guarantee its high value. The coin's condition plays a huge role. Coins in mint condition, meaning no visible wear or discoloration, are considered much more valuable than those that have been worn down through circulation. To determine its value, consider having your 2004 no-mint mark penny evaluated by a professional coin grader. Certified grading services can help you assess the coin's quality and value more accurately. A higher grade coin will undoubtedly fetch a much higher price at auction. If you're a coin collector or simply have an eye for rare finds, keeping an eye out for this specific error can be worthwhile. Not only could you stumble upon a hidden gem worth thousands, but owning such a piece of numismatic history can be a thrilling addition to any collection. Even if your penny isn't worth a fortune right now, it could appreciate in value over time as it becomes rarer and harder to find. The world of rare coins is vast, and finding an era like the 2004 no-mint mark penny could be the start of your journey into more valuable and exciting coins. In conclusion, while the 2004 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny may seem like a small, unremarkable coin at first glance, its rarity and status as a mint era elevate it to something far more valuable. Whether you're holding on to one in your personal collection or just stumbled upon it in your change, it's worth taking a closer look. With prices ranging from a few $100s to over $100,000 for pristine specimens, the 2004 no-mint mark penny is one of those rare finds that could transform your collection. So check your pockets, look through your change jar, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find a coin that's worth far more than a penny. 2016 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, one of the most intriguing and valuable pennies in recent years. But before we get into all the details, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on all the exciting coin content we post. The 2016 Lincoln penny is part of the U.S. Mint's ongoing series of 1-cent coins that have been produced since 1909. This coin features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse, you'll find the image of the Lincoln Memorial, though later designs have replaced it with a shield or other commemorative features. But what makes the 2016 penny stand out, especially when we talk about its market value, is the absence of a mint mark and the potential rarity that comes with it. You see, the 2016 Lincoln penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally does not include a mint mark. So, when you see a 2016 penny without a mint mark, it's a clear indication that the coin was minted in Philadelphia. But why does this matter? Well, it's all about rarity and condition. Mint marks are an essential feature for collectors, and sometimes the smallest of details can make a big difference in a coin's value. Now, let's get to the exciting part. The 2016 Lincoln penny has gained attention in the coin collecting community, but not for the reasons you might think. While it may seem like a regular penny, its value is tied to its condition, its rarity, and its potential for errors. For example, some 2016 Lincoln pennies were struck with misprints or irregularities during the minting process. These coins, especially if they are in mint condition, can be highly sought after by collectors. An example of this is when a coin is double struck or has an off-center strike, errors that make the penny unique and therefore valuable. But even without such errors, certain 2016 pennies can command a premium based on their condition, especially if they have been well preserved and graded highly by coin grading services. Coins in near-perfect condition, those graded MS67 or higher, could be worth several $100s, and in some rare cases, a mint-condition penny might fetch even more. So, what's the current market value of a 2016 Lincoln penny? Well, it depends on a few factors. In typical circulated condition, the 2016 penny is worth its face value of 1 cent. These are the everyday pennies that you'll find in your pocket or circulating in your local stores. If you have a 2016 penny in pristine condition, especially one graded MS65 or higher, it could be worth anywhere from $1 to $5 or more, depending on the market. If your 2016 penny has a minting error, whether it's double struck, off-center, or has some other unique feature, it could be worth much more. Some error coins from recent years have been sold for several $100s, and in the case of very rare errors, they could even be worth over $1,000 or more. Now, here's where things get really interesting. While the 2016 Lincoln penny isn't generally worth millions of dollars, there are always exceptions in the world of rare coins. Coins with significant errors, such as double dies or those with rare misprints, could potentially fetch extraordinary sums, especially if they are discovered in mint condition and garner interest from high-profile collectors or investors. It's important to keep in mind that coins with such extreme values are the exception, not the rule. However, as a collector, it's always exciting to think that one day, you could find a 2016 penny or other rare coin that could blow away expectations and be worth much more than you imagined. So, keep an eye out for those unique finds. If you think you might have a 2016 penny worth more than its face value, here's how to check. First, evaluate the condition of your coin. Coins in excellent condition, especially those that are uncirculated, will generally have a higher value. Check for minting errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or die cracks. These are the types of errors that can increase the coin's value. If you think your 2016 penny is something special, it might be worth having it graded by a professional coin grading service. This could help determine its market value and make it easier to sell if you're looking to part ways with your find. So, while the 2016 Lincoln penny might not be worth millions right now, it certainly has the potential to grow in value, especially if you happen to come across one with rare minting errors or if it's in near-perfect condition. Keep in mind that the world of coin collecting is always changing, and what might be worth a few dollars today could be worth much more in the future. Make sure to check your change carefully and never underestimate the value of a seemingly ordinary penny. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and insights. 2016 D. Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. You might think, it's just a penny, how valuable can it be? Well, you might be surprised. In this video, we'll explore the 2016 D. Lincoln penny's history, its market value, and why some of these coins could be worth thousands or even millions of dollars. If you're a coin collector or just someone curious about the rare and unique pennies out there, then this video is for you. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell, so you never miss any of our latest updates on valuable coins. Before we jump into the specifics of the 2016 D penny, let's take a quick look at the significance of this coin in the broader context of the Lincoln Memorial pennies. These pennies have been in circulation since 1909 and feature the image of Abraham Lincoln, one of America's most iconic presidents. The 2016 D penny is part of a series minted in honor of Lincoln, but this particular coin stands out for some key reasons that we'll get into in just a moment. The 2016 D penny was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark. It's a part of the regular circulating coinage, but there are certain variations and minting errors that can make certain examples of this penny extremely valuable. The obverse, front, of the coin features the iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln, facing right. This design was created by Victor David Brenner and has been used on the penny since 1909. The reverse, back, of the 2016 D penny showcases the shield, a design introduced in 2010 to symbolize the country's strength and unity. The shield's design features 13 vertical stripes, representing the original 13 colonies, and a horizontal band bearing the word E pluribus unum. Now, nothing about this design is out of the ordinary. The value lies in the rarity and special circumstances that have affected some of the 2016 D coins. Now, not every 2016 D penny is worth a fortune. Most of them are worth just 1 cent, as they are part of regular circulation. However, there are a few factors that can turn a standard 2016 D penny into a rare treasure. When a coin is struck more than once by the die, it creates a noticeable doubling effect on the text or image. If the coin wasn't properly aligned when struck, it can have a distorted or off-center image. These occur when the minting die itself is damaged, causing imperfections in the coin's design. Sometimes the surface of the coin can peel off during minting, leaving a unique appearance. As with all collectible coins, the condition of the penny is a huge factor in determining its value. A well-preserved, uncirculated 2016 penny in pristine condition could fetch a significantly higher price compared to a worn, circulated coin. Coins are graded on a scale from good to mint state, and higher-grade coins are usually worth more. The general, uncirculated 2016 Lincoln penny is worth its face value, just 1 cent. However, if you happen to find one with a minting error or in exceptional condition, the value can skyrocket. These are typically worth around 10 to 50 cents, depending on their condition. Some of these can sell for hundreds, even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity and rarity of the error. For example, a 2016 penny with a major double die error or a dramatic off-center strike could be worth anywhere between $500 to $2,000 or more. If you have a 2016 penny that has been professionally graded as a high-quality, uncirculated coin, like MS-67 or MS-68, it could be worth upwards of $100 to $500 or more, depending on the exact grade and market demand. Now, let's talk about the million-dollar question. Can a 2016 Lincoln penny be worth $1 million? While it may sound far-fetched, it's not completely out of the realm of possibility. There are a few rare circumstances that could push the value of a 2016 penny to such extreme heights. If a penny was struck in such a way that it became a unique, one-of-a-kind error, for example, a coin struck on a foreign planchet or a 2016 penny with an unheard-of error, it could attract high bids at auctions. If a penny is perfectly preserved, a rare example of one of the last pennies to feature the Lincoln Memorial before the series was retired, it could have historical significance that drives up its value. However, at present, there are no confirmed reports of any 2016 Lincoln pennies breaking the $1 million mark. But who knows? As time goes on, collectors and investors may begin to take more interest in these seemingly ordinary coins, and we could see the market shift. Some collectors have had success purchasing rolls or bags of uncirculated coins directly from the U.S. Mint or other reputable dealers. This is one way to find high-quality, uncirculated pennies. Attending local coin shows or online coin auctions can give you access to rare coins, including the 2016 penny with potential minting errors or in high-grade condition. Trusted coin dealers and platforms like eBay can also be places to search for these valuable pennies. But always be cautious about authenticity and grading. To wrap things up, the 2016 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin may seem like a regular penny, but its value can vary significantly depending on its condition, rarity, and any minting errors it might have. While most of these coins are worth just 1 cent, collectors and investors are always on the lookout for the rare, valuable examples that could make them a small fortune. If you've got a 2016 penny sitting in your collection, it might be worth taking a closer look. Who knows? You could have a hidden gem on your hands. Always remember to check for any errors and get your coin professionally graded if you think it could be something special. If you enjoyed this video and found it informative, make sure to like, comment, and share it with fellow coin enthusiasts. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you can stay updated on more valuable coin tips and information.